Are back. Welcome to another Wednesday broadcast here at Savvy Music Studio. We are going to be talking about a juicy topic today because, running a music studio comes with the responsibility to make a lot of decisions. And part of making those decisions is that we're heavily influenced by beliefs that we hold about our capabilities, our readiness, our happiness, etc. And some of those beliefs, to be quite honest, they hold us back from making decisions that would actually be really great for our business. These decisions that would serve not only our business, but our clients and ourselves. Everybody has limiting beliefs. And what we're going to do today is we are going to examine 5 specific limiting beliefs, and we're going to kind of dig into those, and we're going to shed some light on how we can start to untangle those webs that we've weaved over the years and how we can release those limiting beliefs and move forward. So I hope that you all are ready to learn out loud with me. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Please be sure to let me know where you're tuning in from today, whether you are watching live or on the replay. This is going to be a juicy topic. We haven't done a mindset-based broadcast in a little while, so I'm really excited to share this with all of you. So if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube or hey there Instagrammers, I see Doc B Piano just tuned in. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and let me know if you've ever heard of the concept limiting beliefs, or if that phrase is new to you, let me know that it's new to you. So we're going to be diving into this in just a moment, but before we do that, let's welcome everybody with a little music. All right, and we are back. So the topic of the day, goodness gracious, look at this. I'm talking about limiting beliefs, and here I am with like the wrong title on the top of this video. You guys can't see it, but all the YouTubers and Facebookers can see it. So we're going to type that back in. Hold us back. All right, 5 limiting beliefs that hold us back. Apparently when I typed this in here, I didn't properly save it. There we go. All right. So welcome everyone to the broadcast. If you have never met me before, my name is Sara Campbell, and I am a business strategist, mindset, and marketing coach for music studio owners and online education experts just like you. And I go live here every Wednesday where we talk about all those topics, where we discuss the business strategies that we need to have in order to run a successful business, where we dig into the mindsets that we need in order to be successful with those business strategies, and where we talk about all things marketing because it's kind of my happy place. So today we are discussing mindset. And for those of you who are just tuning in, I'm going to back up for a moment, and we are going to kind of loop you in as to what we're talking about today. So we're going to be discussing limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are things that we hold as true, and they limit us. I mean, it's kind of self-defining, right? These are beliefs that we've probably developed over a number of years. Some of these beliefs even can be tracked back to when we were very young, and certain experiences that we've gone through, and then we create these beliefs and truths around certain circumstances, and then we hold on to those as we get older. And so what we're going to do is we're going to examine quite a few of those limiting beliefs. We're going to be looking at 5 of them. And I've chosen these beliefs because they're things that I have struggled with. Hey there, I see Pete and Chanel are tuning in over on Instagram. Hello, everybody. I'll pause a moment and say, let's say we've got Linda tuning in and Deborah. And hey, Meredith, so lovely to see you here. Elizabeth, and I see Susan is over on YouTube. She says, I'm familiar with mindset and very familiar with limiting beliefs. So I'm glad that you're here, Susan. That's awesome. Okay, so here's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to discuss, hey there, Karen is over on Facebook. We're going to be discussing these 5 limiting beliefs. And then we are going to have a discussion about how we can examine these beliefs, how we can, hey there, Pete's like blowing up the hearts over on Instagram. Thank you, Pete. That makes me really happy. We are going to examine how we can dig into these limiting beliefs, start kind of untangling the web that that we've weaved with this belief. And we're going to do that by asking ourselves one very important question. So I'm going to hang on to that really important question until the end. So you're definitely going to want to stick around so that you can find that question, because we're going to examine these 5 beliefs, and then we're going to look at this question and see how this question can turn the beliefs on their head. It's so cool. It's a technique that I learned from one of my good friends, Andrew Carlson, who is a mindset coach. He's absolutely brilliant. I'll have to make sure to tag him later on and let him know that I'm talking about him. Andrew, your ears might be burning right now. So let's have a little discussion about, what are limiting beliefs? You already know what it is, even if it hasn't been explained to you before. Hey there, Kevin's from Georgia. Susan is also tuning in from Georgia. Hey there, Kathy. She's finally catching us up again. Great. All right. So as teachers, we know that, helping a student reach their goals isn't just as simple as handing them a solution, right? You've had students who have, struggled with a specific concept or a specific piece or a song that they're working on, and you can hand them as many tools as you want. You can give them a list of steps to follow. You can do all that stuff. But if that student holds limiting beliefs around their capabilities, those steps won't necessarily help. Right? Has anyone here, if you're listening, have you experienced that? Or maybe you've experienced that as somebody who is also a musician, right? You're like, okay, I know technically how to do this thing, but no matter how hard I try, it's not working. Or I just keep butting my head up against this wall, right? Sometimes, okay, yes, there will be moments where it's yes, technically, your technical capability is not there yet. And as frustrating as that is for us, that might be the truth. But there may also be circumstances where the issue that a student or we are facing as musicians is that we have this belief that we're holding on to, and it is kind of capping our capabilities. Okay, I see Karen is saying, yes, I have students that don't believe in themselves and get easily frustrated. Exactly, right? So a limiting belief will basically stop you in your tracks. Now I've just explained that the concept of, okay, a limiting belief can be something that stops our students from being able to achieve whatever their goal is. It can it's the same thing that applies to our music business. When we have a limiting belief, we can read as many blogs, we can research in as many forums, or, we can take as many courses as we want, but we're still going to struggle to make big, bold decisions because of the beliefs that we're holding. So let's start examining some of those beliefs, shall we? Hey there, James, over on Instagram. Thanks for joining us here. All right, let's do it. Okay, so if you are ready to start uncovering those limiting beliefs, I've got you covered. So if you would like to drop, oh, you know what? I updated all of these things. You're not going to drop the word sales. You're going to drop the word belief. Hopefully the rest of my things saved. Okay, so if you'd like to get a hold of the show notes that I have typed up for you, you're going to drop a belief down below. For those of you who are on the YouTubes, I have a special link for you. So I'm going to drop that into the chat in just a moment. Bundles Pinch says, oh, it's me. You taught me and helped me though. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That makes me feel really good. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Hey there, Julie, nice to see you. Okay. I'm just gonna pop over on YouTube and make sure that y'all can get this link, because there you go. Okay, so Susan and Elspeth, if you click this link that I've just popped into the chat, you're gonna be able to get a hold of that. I'm really happy that to be here with you guys here today. All right, so I'm getting distracted. I'm excited. I took last week off, so I'm happy to be here. So if you're happy to be here with me, let's do a little fireworks show. Give me a whole bunch of these and a whole bunch of these, and have a little fun. Okay, so let's examine those 5 beliefs, shall we? Okay, let's do this. Hey there, Julie. She says, I love your multitasking skills. Sometimes it's a little hard. I won't lie, right? I'm live in all the places and it's a little scary. Hey there, Jessica Naver. So nice to see you. Okay, so let's do this. Let's look at belief number 1. And remember, I'm going to be sharing a question with you here towards the end of the broadcast that's going to allow you to really turn those limiting beliefs on their head. So it's going to be really fun. Let's do this. Limiting belief number 1. And remember, I chose these because I have experienced them. I still experience them. And I've also worked with a lot of clients that experience them. So limiting belief number 1. Let's see if you recognize this one. My work must always be perfect. This is one that I am really struggling with this particular belief. It's a tough one. Hey there, Amy Little just joined us on Instagram. Oh gosh, lots of hearts going up there. If you want to see the fancy stuff I'm bringing across the screen, join us on YouTube or on Facebook at Savvy Music Studio. Otherwise, hang with us. All right, so that first belief, my work must always be perfect. Have you ever struggled with this one before? Holding this belief that I can't put anything out there until it's perfect, whether it's a social media post that you're crafting. I can't tell you how many times I've put up a post and then edited it like 10 times. Not for like changing the content, but like little tiny words that I'm changing. It's just like Sara, stop, right? I see Pete Martinez says, in quotation marks, he says perfect, and then lots of laughing faces, right? Okay. Jessica says, big time. I've struggled with this. Julie's raising her hand and saying, that is me. I have struggled with this one a lot, and I've really thought back to like, when did this start for me? I can trace it all the way back to when I was a little kid and I was trying to learn how to write. And I would, do you guys remember that paper? Sometimes it came in little booklets and it had like a kind of grayish color to it, had lines on it, but it was like the world's crappiest paper, and that's what they gave us in school to write on. And I would write my letters again and again and again and erase them again and again and again to the point where there were holes in all of my papers. So that idea of being perfect, it follows you. And yes, okay, Laura says like that belief wastes so much of my time, right? Deborah says, I feel seen. Now I know done is better than perfect, right? And that's a phrase that I love to repeat to myself. Done is better than perfect, Sara. Just get it the heck out there. You don't need to spend 35 more minutes crafting this post or writing that email or, typing up your program for your spring recital. You don't need to print it again because that parent made a change at the very last second. It's a lot, right? Pete says, oh my gosh, that paper. Yeah. Karen says, a great book for kids. The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes. Ooh, I've never heard of that. Thanks for sharing that, Karen. Cool. Yeah, Elizabeth, I know, right? Recording worship during the pandemic, sometimes sight reading on camera to make something work has been really good for you, right? Things that that kind of force us into a situation where it ain't going to be perfect. Hey, that's kind of how I feel about every single Wednesday broadcast, right? I'm going to trip over words. I'm going to bring up wrong things on the screen. I'm going to do an entire intro with the title of last week's video across the screen without noticing it, right? Hey, it is what it is. Okay, so that's our first belief. If you recognize that belief and you've experienced that belief, or if you see this belief in your students, let me know, right? I've seen this, and I've seen so many students struggle with this, of all ages, right? The little ones, up to adults, right? This idea that things must be perfect is very hard to really release. There we go. Okay, let's move on to the second belief that often holds us back. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. Number 2, I am not ready. Okay, so this one kind of plays on the first belief that we talked about, right? I am not ready. That's a tough one. Now that can hold us back for all kinds of things, right? Okay, see, Bundles Punch is like, yup. Exactly, yeah. It's one of those things that we will tell ourselves time and time again. And I'm just going to share a tiny little personal story here. So if you guys resonate with the I am not ready belief, like, remember that, right? Saying, I remember recitals. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I need to, I don't recognize your handle and I totally want to know who you are. So let me know who you are, Bundles Punch. I feel like I should know, and maybe I have seen it before, but like I'm drawing a blank. Okay. So, ooh, yeah. Okay. Jessica shares a really cool insight here. She says, I use if not now, then when? Right? A quick story. I have been working, and I'm saying this. Oh, it's Rachel Haney Myers. This is a hug for you, Rachel. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love you, and I miss your face. And thank you for tuning in. Rachel is one of my most fabulous alumni students, and she is just a ray of sunshine, and I love her to bits. So show Rachel some hearts and everything. Here she is tuning in to her voice teacher doing business topics. I absolutely love it. All right, quick story. Back to the story. Swear we're going to get to it. All right. Story is this. I've been working on this one resource since, no lie, October of 2021. And I actually started talking about making this resource like in the summer of last year. And I have really struggled with this whole perfection thing, and then like, oh gosh, it's not ready. And I haven't put this resource out. And I will let you know. It is just about to get released. So if y'all want to push me over the edge here into releasing this out, if y'all could do me a favor right now and just go, Sara, it's freaking ready already. Yeah, it's okay. I like this, what Julie is just sharing here. She said, it's not hard, it's just new. That's her new favorite quote. I like that. Hey there, Lynn. He says hello, and this is an important topic, right? Okay, so again, this I am not ready, another belief that's going to hold us back. This is something that our students can struggle with too, right? Like to say, I am not ready to audition for a show. Well, you know what? You're never going to be ready to do it unless you try. And you're never going to be perfect at it unless you suck at it a little bit for a while. Don't tell that to your students. That's a terrible thing to say. Okay, I love this. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Susan. Yes, see, Julie understands this. Like the video, Julie makes these really cool videos about all of the games and resources that she has. She has like over 100 games for piano students. And now she's making these really cool videos that show you how to use the games. And, it's a lot, right? It's a lot to work on. She's like, these videos need to be perfect. I need to get over that mindset. Exactly. Sally says that she struggles with perfection in her writing. but not her playing. It will never be absolutely perfect. I love that, right? You're never going to play something or sing something the same thing twice. Okay. Okay, I love this. But I remember because you were the only teacher that had made recitals, and though I loved them, I was nervous as all heck and never ready. Oh my gosh, I'm screenshotting. I'm going to try to. I don't think I can. Oh well, okay. Maybe next time. Whoa, that made that thing move around a lot. Okay, yes. All right, so mindset number 3 that can be really tough. Remember, we're going to apply a very important question to all of these mindsets at the end, so hang with me. Mindset number 3. I need blank, insert whatever you want, in order to be happy. Now, this is one that like brings up all the feels for me, right? Like, I need blank in order to be happy. This is a tough one, right? This is a tough one. You can assign whatever you want to that blank space. It could be, I need more money. I need more time. I need a better car. I need 5 more students. You know, this limiting belief that we will not be happy until we get X, Y, or Z. That's another really tough one, right? I see, yes. Okay, Kathy has said practice doesn't make perfect, but it does make progress. Yeah, right? This is good stuff. Okay, so if you've ever struggled with number 3 here that I'm sharing, let me know. Hey there, Jack Campbell, my father just joined on Instagram. So y'all, everybody say hello to my dad. We're talking about limiting beliefs. We're on our 3rd limiting belief, and this belief is I need blank in order to be happy. Another tough one, right? So I'm going to kind of speed through the next couple of beliefs here because I don't want to hold back on this question that I'm going to share with you guys, because when we apply this question to these beliefs, it's going to be really interesting. So I want you, I see Elizabeth says, hi, Sarah's dad. So does Karen, and so does Pete. So that's awesome. Okay, and Susan says hello, Dad, as well. 2 Susans. I love it. Okay, so that's the 3rd one. If you've ever struggled with that one, let me know. Here's number 4. Number 4 is, oh, and this is a bad one. This is one that I have like really struggled with. I don't need help. This could also, we could also kind of shift this into I can't get help, or I can't afford to get help. This is a belief that I have really struggled with. I love to be a little red hen. Anybody else love to be a little red hen? You know, again, this is something, hey, Cascade Method. Hey, Tara is tuning in over on Instagram too. Hey there, Tara. Ooh, okay, Meredith says, that's me. Yeah, right? Meredith, I have to shout you out. You're one of the people that helped me get over this mindset, you know? You're like, hey, I ordered, you know, when you're like, hey, I have a virtual assistant. And I was like, what? You have a virtual assistant? Tell me more. Yeah, this idea that I don't need help. It's really, really tough. Julie says, I'm really good at finding the help I need. Thanks, Sarah. Well, thank you, Julie. Deborah says that Deborah has named herself the Little Red Hen Club president. So I love it. Jessica says, I used to suffer big time from the DIY mindset. Yeah, you know, Jessica, I just had a really fabulous discussion about this idea of the DIY mindset with Michelle Marquardt DeVoe, which the voice teachers, if you're tuning in, you probably know who I'm talking about here. That's our CEO of the Speakeasy Cooperative, and she's my coach, my friend, my colleague, and she and I recorded a really great conversation with Jamie Slutsky from Expand Online, and that's actually going to be coming up at the beginning of May, so hopefully in the near future I'll be able to give you some information about that. We had a really interesting discussion about how to recognize that DIY is not working for you anymore, and what are the options when you finally say to yourself, I actually do need help. We talked about done for you services. We talked about done with you services, and it's really good stuff. Yes. Okay. Tara on Instagram says like, oh my God, best decision ever, having a VA. Yes. Agreed. Pete with the sad face. I don't need anybody, right? Yeah, I know it's hard. Karen saying like, I definitely need help. Jessica's excited about hearing that conversation. Jessica, we'll make sure that you know how to get a hold of it. We'll be emailing everybody about the Expand Online conference. It's going to be really cool. So there's number 4. Hang with me. We're going to get to that question in just a moment here. We're going to turn all these things on their head. Ready? Here's number 5. Failure is bad. Failure is bad. This is a hard one, right? It ties in. You notice that these limiting beliefs, a lot of them have like little connections together, and you may hold multiple limiting beliefs, and those could be the things that are holding you back. My microphone keeps drooping further and further down. We're to see how far it gets down during the broadcast. I'm not going to touch it. The idea that failure is bad can hold us back from being brave. It can hold us back from making decisions that could serve us, because the idea of not being perfect and not achieving a goal is scary, right? And this is why I do like the phrase that this phrase has been tossed around a lot lately, the idea of failing forward, right? It kind of, every time I think of that phrase, failing forward, I picture somebody like walking across a sidewalk and then like face planting, right? Not the most, not the best visual. Yay. I see. Okay. Karen, like, exactly. We fail forward to success. I love that. Creative Piano Pedagogy over on Instagram. Welcome. We're talking about limiting beliefs. All right. Failure is bad. Have you struggled with this one? I have struggled with this one as somebody who has, if you're familiar with the term Clifton Strengths, I have achiever as number 1. That's a tough one to have. Because oftentimes my brain can interpret that success is only if I get like 110% of my goal, and that I won't be happy if I reach 97 or 80 or 75 or 60. But it's an interesting belief. It's an interesting belief. All right, you guys ready? Let's shift this. Okay, so this question that I'm about to share with you, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. This is a question that was brought to me by one of my favorite people. He's just a delight. Like, he's so fun to be around. Andrew Carlson. And Andrew is a mindset coach. And he shared this belief with me when we were at a conference in Anaheim. At Molly Mahoney's house in her backyard, and we were I'm trying to remember the exact circumstances. It doesn't really matter, but we were making big plans in our business, and I had said something that was really stopping me in my tracks, right? I was holding these limiting beliefs around the decisions I could make in my own business. And I made a statement. I can't remember exactly what it was. And Andrew turned and he looked at me and he said, "When did you decide that?" And I just kind of stopped and stared at him, because nobody had ever asked me that question before. And I was like, "Oh, you're bad and you're good." When did you decide that? Okay, so now let's think about all these limiting beliefs that we just talked about, right? Okay, we're going to bring this guy right here. And I see my dad is saying over on Instagram, I could watch my piano teacher says I need to practice my songs and scales. Love you and take care. Okay, he's going to go practice piano. He can watch the rest later. I love it. Okay, so let's take this question and apply it to these different limiting beliefs, right? When did you decide that your work always had to be perfect? If one of these really resonates you and you're feeling brave, hashtag brave pants today, I want you to share your answer below. When did you decide that your work always had to be perfect? And if this question like makes you feel uncomfortable, that's a good thing. I know I don't like to make people uncomfortable, but sometimes growth requires us to sit in that discomfort. So when did you decide that you had to be perfect? When did you decide that you weren't ready? Maybe these answers take you back to something that has happened in your past. Maybe the answer is just applied to what is going on in your life right now, right? When did I decide that ebook wasn't ready to go out? I probably made that decision about 25 times. When did you decide that you needed X, Y, or Z in order to be happy? I have been applying this question to myself a lot lately. Those of you who follow me on like my personal page on Facebook, or those of you who read my emails carefully know that I'm dealing with some chronic pain. And I've struggled with this idea that I need to be not in pain in order to be happy. And that's a tough one, right? And then I ask myself, when did I decide that? When did I decide that my happiness was purely tied up with not experiencing pain? I'm seeing some good answers in the chat here. Yeah, I encourage you to share, right? When did you decide this thing? Susan says she decided it in first grade. Karen says she decided it as a child. She always wanted to get 100% on everything, right? Julie says, I think we tend to be perfect when we look at everyone. We want to be perfect when we look at everyone around us, and we think that they are perfect, so I have to be perfect too. Creative Piano Pedagogy says, such a good thing to think about. I think it's the nature of music performance culture. We work hard to perfect things, and in academia and higher ed, perfection is the bare minimum for everything. Oh, that's good. I actually do want to what makes me sad? Sorry, guys, I'm like reaching above the screen and I know it's weird. Okay, there we go. You know what makes me sad? That Instagram, all the comments that you guys make on Instagram like actually disappear after the broadcast, so I can't see them, and it just makes me totally sad. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's see. When we apply that to when did you decide that you don't need help? Oof. Did that bring up some feelings, right? Yuck. Sally says, okay, perfect. When I was very young, I started letting go as I got into my 30s. I love that. Meredith says, hashtag that. Jessica said she felt she had to be perfect growing up. Now she just wants to be good and connected because being perfect is lonely. Ooh, that gives me shivers down my spine, Jessica. That is really good. Being real is so much more fun. Oh, that is so amazing. I love this conversation we're having today. Elizabeth said, creative piano pedagogy, your comment is spot on. It's so important. All right, we're going to apply it to the last question. When did you decide that failure is bad? I'm getting all flushed and like lots of feelings are coming up. Woof, right? I told you if this question makes you feel uncomfortable, I am sorry, my friend, but good. That's a good thing. Yeah. Oh, we have our first takeaway of the day, even though I forgot to bring that up onto the screen, right? Laura says, hashtag takeaway. When did I decide I am not ready? It's time to believe I'm ready. That's beautiful. Susan shares that only in the last 10 years have I learned to ask for and accept help. That's huge. Thank you. All right. Thus endeth the lesson. Almost. All right. We're going to do a quick recap of these things. And when I say quick, I mean quick. But before I do that, I want to remind you that if you are tuning in live or on the replay, if you drop the word belief down below, the Savvy Sara bot will reach out to you via Messenger, and she'll set you up with these show notes from today. Those who are on YouTube, you can click the link that's in the chat, or you look below in the description. Same with the Instagrammers. If you drop the word belief down below, we'll make sure that you get all of that stuff. All right, so let's get into this. We're going to do a rapid recap. All right, here we go. Being a business owner means that you have to make a lot of decisions. And sometimes those decisions can feel difficult because we have limiting beliefs that hold us back from making big and bold moves. Here are 5 limiting beliefs that hold us back, and we're going to go through those real quickly. Then we are going to take those beliefs and we're going to apply a question to them that is going to blow your mind. Here we go. Limiting belief number 1 is this: my work must always be perfect. Right? This is a tough one, and it holds our students back. It holds us back. It makes us spend a ton more time on things when we should just be moving on and releasing that pressure to be perfect. Number 2 is, I am not ready. That's a difficult one. Another limiting belief that can hold you back. Right? I am not ready to make this decision. I am not ready to do this thing. Ooh, that's a tough one. Number 3, I need blank in order to be happy. You know, a belief that ties either an idea or even a physical object to your happiness can limit us from finding happiness. Oof, that's something that I struggle with a lot. Number 4 is this: I don't need help, aka the little red hen syndrome. Number 5 is this: failure is bad. These beliefs are things that often pop up in our lives when we're young. They're things that we learn through experiences that we had when we were children, young adults. Sometimes later in life, we hold those, we create these beliefs around circumstances that we've experienced, and then we hold those beliefs as true. And when we do that, those limiting beliefs can hold us back. But if you take the advice of one of my dear friends, Andrew Carlson, he asked me this question one day, and we can take this question and we can apply it to a limiting belief. The question is this: when did you decide that? When did you decide that your work needed to be perfect? When did you decide that I am not ready? When did you decide I need blank in order to be happy? When we apply these questions to those limiting beliefs, it gives us permission to start untangling these webs that we've woven over the years. And it gives us permission to release these limiting beliefs. And it might not happen all at once, but eventually, when we can untangle those webs, we're going to give ourselves permission to move forward. All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap it up there. And I hope that you enjoyed this mindset chat that we had today. If you did, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow, like. If you enjoyed this, share it with your friends. And if you want to get a hold of the show notes and you'd like to be able to get more goodness from Savvy Music Studio, if you drop the word belief down below, we will reach out to you and give you the options to subscribe to our email list and to get notifications for these videos. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. I look forward to jumping into the comments and having discussions with you. We're going to wrap it up, and I will be back next week. My name is Sara Campbell, and I'm a business strategist, mindset, and marketing coach for music studio owners and online education experts just like yourself. And I'll be back next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, stay savvy and stay you, because you are an amazing teacher, and there is no one in the world quite like you. And I think that you are pretty dang awesome. Thanks for being here, everyone.